How you doing? My name's Lou, and I'm just going to do a quick review on the DJI Phantom 3 Standard. So where do I start? Alright, so for a long time I've seen drone videos. I've had drones, but I've never had a DJI. I first started with a Phantom, or I'm sorry, not a Phantom, what do they call that, man? The Parrot, I think it's called. And terrible drone, by the way. If there's any kind of wind outside, it's going to get carried away. It's kind of a hokey control because you control it through your cell phone. So all the controls are done through here, and it's done by the motion ball that's inside your camera. Anyway, after quite a bit of convincing, I convinced my wife to let me get one, and I really wanted to get the Phantom 4, but I wanted to see how reliable DJI's drone was. So I got the Phantom Standard, and so I don't know, let's start. Comes with a battery. These are smart batteries. I don't know if you can see that there. Let's see if you can see. Anyway, it's got lights on there. It tells you you know, how much of a charge. When I first got it, I did get an extra battery. I bought one because I didn't think the batteries would last a long time. But surprisingly enough, I get 20 plus minutes out of one battery, and by the time I'm done flying, because I don't really film for anything except for my own personal pleasure, I'm tired of flying it. You know, 20 minutes is quite a long time. I have gotten up to like 22 and a half minutes out of a battery. Comes with a 50 watt charger, I believe. Comes with the remote charger, but it doesn't come with the brick. So you gotta have a brick. I use my iPad brick to charge up my remote. Comes with this fancy thing here. You got your remote here. You got your on-off button here. All right, and this is the clamp here that holds your cell phone. Now I do want to get the holder for your iPad. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, that might work. There you go. So yeah, nice controller. On the side here, it's got the gimbal control. It's pretty basic. The thing I do like about this remote is that it is basic and that you don't need a cable to connect this thing. It connects through Wi-Fi on your cell phone. I know some of the new ones connect with the cable, so you got to have a cable and then connect it to your phone. But I don't know. I like that there's not a whole lot of hassle with connecting this thing. Comes with a bag, and it comes with propellers. It comes with 2 sets. All right, so you're gonna get these silver ones, and let me see, these black ones. All right, and they are color designated on the actual drone itself. So you've got black here and black there. They're diagonal to each other, and then the gray ones. It also comes with the camera with a gimbal. That's a 2.7K camera, and it does photo, video, etc. On the top there, it's got a little memory card, and it comes with an 8 gig memory card, but that gets swallowed up pretty quickly. So I went ahead and bought a 64 gig. When you put the propellers on, you may or may not need this. This is a propeller tightener thingy, and if I could show you how that works, you basically you grab that around the base of the motor there, and then you're able to unscrew these. These do unscrew, they're not clipped. So these go on, spin them down, you have the propeller holder, if you guys can see that, and then you basically tighten the propellers. First impressions when I flew this thing, I was nervous because it's a lot of money. You know, 600 bucks, 500-600 bucks, whatever it costs, you know, is expensive to me. I don't know if it might be a lot of money for a lot of people too, but I will say this was really cool. If you guys can see that, DJI Care. So it says here, It's a service plan that provides you with peace of mind covering damage to your DJI aircraft, gimbal, or camera sustained during normal use caused by operator error or accident. And so this is kind of your get out of jail free card. I haven't crashed my drone yet. I have had it caught in a tree. And that was more recently than in the past. But anyway, no deductibles, no repair limits, and large coverage amounts, free repairs within coverage, expensive components included, official accessories guaranteed, DJI offering you a worry-free flight. And so it covers like signal interference, accident, operator error. Basically it says the service process, you have your accident, you get your drone, contact DJI support, and then you send it to repair. So this is kind of the get out of free card. Jail free card. First impressions. My first flight with this drone was a little nerve-wracking. It had the like beginner setting, so it would only let it go out like I think 30 meters, and that's in any direction. So you know, out or up, it would only go 30 meters, which is basically around 90 feet, and I was okay with that. So I flew it around. I was surprised at how long it actually flew for. You know, but as time goes on, you get more and more comfortable. So I've had this thing pretty far, right around I want to say 2,800 feet, something stupid like that. But I have a lake in my backyard, and it's basically it overlooks the entire lake, and so I just basically flew it straight all the way across the lake. There's a playground on the other end of my neighborhood. If you were to walk around my neighborhood, it's about 1.25 miles. So flying straight across, I don't know, maybe close to a quarter mile. It was pretty far. The thing that kind of shocked me the most when you're flying this thing is that when you're flying it, you're not actually looking at the drone to fly it. You're looking at the application to fly the drone. So when you're flying, left is left, right is right, up is up, down is down, obviously, but you're using your screen on your phone to actually fly this thing because it does get high enough and far enough out to where you can't even really see it. So there's two things on the actual application. You've got the camera view, right, which you can decide whether you want to take photos or if you want to record video. So you can pick between those two options. And then down in the little corner there, it's got another map, which is a, let me see if I can show you. It's a GPS map. And so it shows you where you took off from, and then it also shows you where your drone's at and which way it's actually pointing directionally. So if you can't see your drone, you can guide it back by the GPS map. That's the app there. Sorry, my phone's dirty. And anyway, that little thing there, if you touch that, it brings up that map and it shows you where the drone is at. If you click on that there, it brings up the camera view. So there is an app to this thing. The app is pretty, it's not buggy. It's really solid, I would say. It tells you how many satellites, tells you the strength of your, how much remote control strength you have. It tells you how much battery life. It can automatically take off. It can land for you. It does quite a few things. You have to buy one to kind of check it out. I would say the app is very user friendly. All right, and then I'm not sure what this thing is for. Maybe you guys can fill me in, but it kind of tells you, like, your values and how far you've actually flown. And like my total distance is 95,300 feet. I've had a total of 36 flights, 5 hours and 14 minutes, and it tells you like my top speed was 38.4 miles per hour. And it says I'm like level 14. Now what that means, I have no idea, but it does tell you like how far you've actually flown this thing, how many flights you had, what your flight time was, all that stuff. Also, if you have an accident or if you lose your drone, this actually has GPS tracking, so you can see how far you've flown, where maybe you lost your drone if you lose it. That was probably the number one thing I was worried about, was the flyaways, because I had read a lot about it. Come to find out, a lot of the flyaways are because of user error. It's easy to get carried away with this thing. I have lost signal on my remote, and I was like, oh, I lost it, and I waited, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds of, you know, just pure agony and anxiety of, oh my God, I lost my drone. But it went to a certain height that I set it. I think it was like 30 or 40 meters, 120 feet. So it cleared the trees and cleared the houses and stuff. And I was like, oh, I lost it. And me and my son are standing outside, and guess what? He's like, you hear that? I'm like, yes. And it came back to the place that it took off. And it was, you know, started to land. And I just canceled the landing, and I still had like 50% battery, so I kept on flying. But I thought that was pretty cool. So it is easy to get carried away. I wouldn't suggest, you know, losing signal all the time or regularly and hoping that, you know, the automatic comeback or fly home will kick in. But it is a nice feature, and it does work. What else? Flying at night is awesome. Again, like you don't have to see the drone. I don't know what DJI recommends, but usually I don't see the drone when I'm flying it. I'm actually looking at the camera to see what I'm actually capturing. I've flown it confidently over Tampa Bay, in the Bay. I've flown it over Beer Can Island. I've flown it a lot over water. And I've never had the feeling like, oh my God, this thing's going to drop out of the sky. I'm going to lose it. Even in pretty decent winds, like 10-mile-an-hour winds, 15-mile-an-hour winds, this thing locks on to, usually I have like 10 to 15 satellites, right? And they all lock on. And so you have positioning through those satellites. And so when you let go of the controls, right? Let's say you're going this way and you let go and it'll just stop, right? And if the wind's blowing this way, like, you know, and this thing will fight to stay in that position. It's pretty remarkable how well this thing will stay in place even with decent you know, winds. It is an absolute, just, it's a marvel of technology. It's so cool. You know, to have this thing 300 feet in the air is a sight to be seen. And you know, sometimes I do get nervous because, you know, it's $500 flying around in the air and you're like, shit, I might lose it, you know. But the more I fly it, the more confidence I have in it. And so, I don't know, if you guys got questions, I can answer them for you. I will tell you that I will buy another one of these. Eventually in the future, I want to get the Phantom 4. It is just a solid product. I haven't really dealt with DJI, but it seems like, you know, they're backed by a solid company. And it's definitely a fun toy. I will say that I have carried this thing pretty much almost everywhere I go. Looking at things from the sky, from the camera here on the bottom is definitely a cool experience and something to be seen. All the previous drones that I had, I would consider them toys compared to this thing. This thing is, if you're into drones or you want to have a drone that does, you know, photo and film, which is pretty high quality, and I'll attach some to this video at the end, but it's worth it. It's completely worth it. I would buy another one. I would say, you know, buy one of these. I haven't had any issues, and I've had it for, I don't know, probably about 3 months, and I've flown it a ton of times, and every time I'm happy with it. Here, I'll show you how. So basically you flip this on, right? And then what you'll do is you'll take your phone, you go into your Wi-Fi, and it has instructions on how to set up the Wi-Fi. But anyway, you'll go ahead and set it up through your Wi-Fi, and then basically your phone clips into this thing. Let's see if I can do it real quick. It might not work out too great because I have a case on this thing here. All right, but yeah, basically, so it clips in there, and it holds it, you know, relatively sturdy. I don't feel like it's going to fall out or anything. All right, and then you take the battery. So there's kind of a trick to this. These batteries can be turned on without them being in the actual drone. So make sure they're off. So you plug this in, and you're going to press once and then twice and hold that down. All right, and then the lights will go on, and it should make this funky noise. There it is. And the gimbal will do its thing. Hang on a sec. There it goes. Boop. All right, and it doesn't matter which way you move this thing. I'll tell you what. I've done it like this. back and forth and this way and that way. Man, the picture on this thing just stays steady, like solid. I'm telling you. You could be making the most crazy movements and the shots look great. They stay real steady. So if you're a crappy cinematographer, it will hold it steady. What else? Oh, the battery on the back. Whoop. You can see that. See the lights there. And then on here, it's got these blinking lights. All right, these ones down here are red. And I don't know if you can see it because of the lighting, but anyway, they're red. Those stay on. All right, and that lets you know that this is forward, or this is the front of the drone. These in the back are constantly blinking. And so at night, those are what you can see if you're looking at the drone. All right, what else? Man, I think that's it. Phantom 3, standard, solid piece of technology. I love it. I have peace of mind when I'm flying it, and they are pretty durable. Like I said, the other night we were at Carrabba's, and my wife suggested, hey, why don't you fly your drone, because we're waiting to go pick up my son. And I said, all right, so I flew my drone. I'm flying it by the camera. I'm flying it over the intersection. You know, there's lots of cars, and I'm checking everything out. So then I decide, let me get a lower shot. And again, I'm not flying by looking at the drone. I'm flying by looking at the camera on the drone. So I'm thinking I'm high enough from the trees, because you can see your height on the app, as well as the distance, how fast you're going, all that stuff you can see on the app. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm about 50 feet, and that's higher than the trees, higher than the building. I should be good. So I was trying to get the front of Carrabba's, and I'm coming across like this, and I stop and hover, and I'm looking, and I can't see underneath the awning. So what do? Man, 50 feet dropped to like 30 feet to 25 feet, and next thing you know, I'm hung up in a tree. So I got hung up in a tree. I turned the motors off. My son climbed up after 30 minutes of shaking the tree limb and poking it. We were able to get it down. I caught it before it hit the ground. That's it. I mean, basically, I took the battery out, turned it off, reset it, turned it back on, and back up in the air as if nothing happened. So I would say that these things are pretty durable. They hold up pretty well. The propellers, even though it hit all the tree branches and all that stuff, I mean, they are, I don't know, they're really solid, like plastic. But you can see, like, this is the propeller that I used, and I got beat up in the tree branches. But I flew with this propeller like right after, and it flew perfect, like nothing happened. I have replaced the propeller since then, so I don't use these beat up ones anymore. And it's nice because they give you like 2 sets, right? And so yeah, I've got, like, you know, all of these to use and play with. And I don't think I'll need to buy another set of propellers for quite a while. The motors, because I totally forgot to talk about this, the motors are completely brushless. They're friction free, which is awesome. They produce a high, I don't know, high RPM, high level of power. Like when this thing takes off, you can definitely feel the power that's coming off these little motors. They're brushless, they're frictionless, they're magic. I don't know, they work really, really well. And so that's it, man. That's the drone. I love it. I will buy another one. If you're looking to get one entry level, you know, as a hobby or just to mess around with, the Phantom 3 standard has decent quality video and pictures. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got questions, put them in the comments below. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Lou, bye.
Bye.